Hey everybody, what's up? My name is John Zwart. I'm with Home and Property Real Estate, and I'm excited to show you today this home that's here behind me. It's a beautiful home in what is arguably one of the nicest neighborhoods in all of Mapleton Township, maybe even all of Wellington County, and it's right here in Drayton, Ontario. So come on in, have a look. I think you're going to be impressed.
And make sure you stick around to the end, because not only are we going to take you for a great tour through this home, but also through the neighborhood and the town of Drayton, and look at some of the amenities that make Drayton and Mapleton Township a wonderful place to call home. Okay, so the first thing you'll notice when you come into this home is that it has a nice bright foyer. The ceiling is high, it's about 12 feet. It's got an impressive front door made of fiberglass that takes a wood stain with side light windows on either side and a transom window above. So there's lots of natural light coming into the foyer, and it's an inviting space for your guests as they come in. Lots of room for them to take off their boots and shoes and be welcomed into your home. And everything about this home is inviting. Everything from the warm hue of the hardwood flooring to the picture window that draws you in from the front foyer, to the vaulted ceiling that defines the space in the living family area, to the beautiful, tastefully appointed fireplace off to the side. And then as you look to the left, even though it's a large open concept main floor, you see that there's definitive spaces between the living room, the dining room, and the kitchen. You know, the living room is defined by the vaulted ceiling. The dining room is defined by the large rectangular light fixture above the dining room table. And the kitchen is separated from the dining room by a beautiful, large, elegant island. And you know, that island speaks not only to the delineation of space on the main floor living area, but it also speaks to the quality of construction that is evident throughout this home. So if you go, if you look at the kitchen, for example, there are so many nice, intricate details that add to the beauty of and functionality of that kitchen. But then you go in behind the kitchen, there's a door going from the kitchen to the laundry room, and from the laundry room to the garage. And, there's so many nice little elements even there. There's a bench, for example, with cabinetry underneath, and that bench is great for when you're coming in off the garage to sit down and take off your boots or take off your shoes or tie your shoes or whatever you're doing. And it's just a nice little detail, the spaces for the washer and the dryer and the cabinetry that surrounds that is just beautiful. And that's just the laundry room. Then you go to the bedrooms. The master bedroom is so elegant with the tray ceiling and the pot lights and the door going from the master bedroom to the covered deck. The functionality and the elegance of the ensuite, and the huge space in the walk-in closet. I should mention too the huge space off of the kitchen for the pantry. That pantry, very rarely do you see a pantry that has so much space and so much shelving. And the other two bedrooms as well. Now, one of the bedrooms, we've got it set up as an office, and I can imagine that it could very well remain an office for whoever ends up buying that home, but it really depends on the circumstance. Maybe it is a bedroom, but the other bedroom as well, very, very nicely appointed, nicely laid out, lots of space. The main floor bathroom is kind of standard in terms of its finishes, probably a little bit above average in terms of its finishes, but still very, very nicely appointed. And then if you go down into the basement, what you see is this huge tabula rasa. You can make that into additional bedrooms and a recreation room, or you could set it up as a separate additional dwelling unit, an apartment if you would like, because there is a separate entrance from the garage to the basement, so that would be very doable. And when you look at the quality there too, you look at the floor joists. When you look up at the unfinished ceiling, you can see that the floor joists are all engineered, and the flooring above the joists have been glued and screwed, and so it's a very level, stable product. And you look at the size of the windows, there's so much brightness coming into that basement, so that's something that's beautiful as well. And I should add that this home, as nice as it is actually indicative of the quality of construction that's evident throughout this neighborhood. So it's no wonder that it's one of the most sought after neighborhoods in all of Wellington County. Anyway, I could go on, and it is a beautiful, beautiful home. But again, it's a beautiful home within a stunning neighborhood. I'd like to take you next, have a look around at the community, because of course a home doesn't stand on its own. It stands within a context. And I think that the context is every bit as appealing as the home itself. So let's look at that next. Now, when I talk about context, I'm really talking about how a community like Drayton interfaces with the communities that are around it. If you look at this map, you can see that Drayton is actually kind of in the center of this triangle that forms a big part of southwestern Ontario. And so it's about an equal distance to places like Barrie and Meaford and Burlington and Toronto and Oakville and London and smaller places along the coast like Grand Bend and Kincardine and Port Elgin. Now, of course, it's closer to places like Waterloo and Kitchener and Guelph. Here you can see that Waterloo is only 37 minutes away. And here in Kitchener, you can see that it's a 39-minute drive to the downtown core of Kitchener. And then if you look to Guelph, you can see that the core, the center, the downtown section of Guelph is 41 minutes from Drayton. And if you want to fly somewhere, be that in Canada or internationally, then it's an hour and 20-minute drive from Drayton to Toronto's Pearson International Airport. But of course, looking at a map is not the same as looking at the territory. Here we see the actual territory, an aerial view of the village of Drayton, and you can see, looking at the surrounding area as well, that the land is somewhat undulating. The village itself sits along the shore of Conestoga River, and the river actually spills out into Conestoga Lake a few kilometers downstream, going south from the village. Some of the focal points that people in the village of Drayton and surrounding areas are drawn to that form part of the community include the Drayton Arena Complex, the Wellington County Public Library, the Drayton Fairgrounds, the soccer fields, baseball diamonds, a grandstand at the fairgrounds where there's an annual tractor pull as well as an annual combined community worship service orchestrated by the various churches in the village. The Drayton Festival Theatre is a draw for people outside of the community particularly, but also in the community. The Drayton Heights Public School, and of course two Christian schools, as well as various businesses, restaurants, grocery store, variety store, etc., hardware store, the bank, on and on. There's all kinds of businesses that form part of the community and make it a vibrant place.
Okay, so that's a tour of a beautiful home in a beautiful neighborhood right here in Drayton in Mapleton Township, part of Wellington County. And I can tell you that not only is this home customized and built to the highest standard, but it's within a community where that standard is equal around the streets and throughout the neighborhood. Anyway, if you're interested in looking at this community, looking at this home, give me a call, reach out to me by email or text, whatever your preferred mode of communication is, and I'd be happy to help. Thanks for watching. Talk again soon.
And if you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons as well as the bell notification for future videos. Because anything that you can do to help get the word out about real estate here in Mapleton Township, in Wellington County, and the region of Waterloo and parts of Perth County is really, really appreciated. And I just want to say thank you so much.